Hello everyone, welcome back to Raven Relics. Today I have two journals to flip through for you. We're going to start with this one, which I just finished a couple days ago, and then I will flip through one that I meant to film several weeks ago and just never got around to it. So let's dive right into this one. I am so excited to share with you. Like I said, I just finished it a couple days ago. There are a couple unique things, new things about this book. First of all, sorry silk ribbon as the closure, as always. This book is the first journal that I've ever made with paper covers instead of fabric. I have no idea why I didn't do this sooner. I really should have. I've been on like the fabric train for a really long time. I mean, I love fabric. Come on. I mean, fabric is, I just love fabric. So, you know, that's probably why, but there are other ways for me to incorporate fabric into my journals other than just the cover. So I really love these paper covers. I feel like this will probably be a new norm for me, and then fabric accents in other ways. So let me give you a close-up. This is some old map paper, which was already grungy, but then, you know, of course, I coffee stained it. And here's the back. Beautiful. And we have the same corner protectors on the front and back, just some basic pretty Tim Holtz corner protectors. And the other thing about this journal that is kind of cool or different is the fact that it is the thickest journal I have ever made in my life. Yeah, so technically, when I made my Marie Antoinette themed journal, like maybe a year ago now, a year and a half ago, that was almost as thick as this. Maybe it was even as thick as this, but it was a keepsake journal. So it was filled with, you know, patterned paper and all kinds of extra stuff. It was a keepsake journal. This is completely blank. Completely blank. There's one stamp and there are, I think, 4 pieces of ephemera, just kind of, you know, paper clipped in throughout, but it's all blank paper. And it is 400 pages. Let me see if I can get a good close up. I am so proud of myself for, I mean, you know, not just for sitting down to do it, but just for the fact that it came out as neatly as it did. I'm really happy with it. So, and I just, oh my gosh, I love that thickness. It's just, oh, I love it. Okay, so let's dive right in. Make sure I'm centered. Yep. Okay, so we have here a long, skinny, double-sided black velvet bookmark to go with the black sari silk ribbon closure. I did not put a front cover pocket here on this journal. Usually I do, but I just didn't feel like it. We have gorgeous chocolate brown end papers. And then the one and only stamp is right up here on the first page. It is an Empire Line design stamp. Empire Line stamp. You know, I always give credit in the description on Etsy. It's just a crown with some arrows and a snake. Very esoteric. And these 400 pages of coffee-dyed paper are, I mean, luscious is like an understatement. They are so grungy and so beautiful. They're, you know, I'm trying to make extreme grunge my norm, and I definitely done that with this book. So every page is just stained and perfect, and oh my gosh. So obviously I'm not going to flip through every single 400 pages. I'm going to try to just show you the main stuff that I put in here while kind of showing off some of the stains. I mean, literally every single page is just, oh, love it. Here's the first little doodad. This is a piece of fabric that is just cut into the shape of a tab, or not a tab, a tag. I saw somebody do this on Instagram and I just immediately fell in love with it. And this, like I was saying earlier, this is a way for me to incorporate gorgeous, gorgeous fabrics into my journals without, you know, feeling like I need the cover itself to be fabric. So I left kind of little bits of fringy stuff, you know, just for that raggedy look. You can trim them off if you want a clean edge. But this is one of my favorite fabrics that I've had since I started Raven Relics just over 2 years ago. And I'm like hoarding it because I'm afraid that I won't be able to find it again. So it's, you know, it's a tag. Basically, to my thinking, it's a bookmark, but you can do whatever you want with it. So there's that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous paper. And then the next little bit here is this very cool medieval astrology chart. It's just got the most beautiful, vibrant colors. Very esoteric, of course. Printed on coffee dyed paper, of course. And I kind of folded it, oh, there we go, folded it in that kind of haphazard way instead of folding it perfectly. And then the next, let's see if I can get to the next little bit. So here, paper clipped up at the top of this page with a very, very big oversized paper clip are two little grungy pieces of ephemera. They are this kind of old world, beautiful blue mermaid themed ephemera pieces. These are mermen, and these are merladies, so it's kind of the same thing, different take of the same thing. Of course, I have aged everything with Distress ink, so those are just paper clipped up there. Here is the second piece of fabric that I cut into the shape of a tag. So again, this is basically, to my thinking, a bookmark. Just a very beautiful, beautiful, luxurious bookmark. And again, I left, you know, this little fringy bit down at the bottom. I kind of pulled the thread out here, so it's raggedy a little bit. I just prefer that. But again, if you're the one who ends up getting this book and you want them to have clean edges, you just take some scissors and snip away the fringies. No problem. And then I think there's just one more paper clipped to the side of this page is again, a very colorful medieval piece of ephemera, just an old map, which I have used in several other journals. And I really like how this map page, or map piece of paper, and that other astrology piece of paper that I showed you, it's technically, both of them are longer than the length of the book itself, so they kind of naturally just jut out of the top and the bottom. I love the way that that looks when the book is all closed and there's, you know, stuff kind of sticking out. I think, oh no, I knew there was one more. Okay, last piece of ephemera. This says, "The alphabet in the Old English character." And it was already kind of grungy, but I made it extra grungy myself. And so that's just paper clipped. Oh, I love the way that this page turned out with the stains. Oh, it's one of my favorite pages. Joy. Joy, joy. Love paper so much. Okay, so pretty sure that is the last piece of ephemera in this book. Here's the back. My stamp. Grungy, beautiful paper. The chocolate brown end papers again, and then here is the nameplate down in the corner. And that's it. I love it. I am so, so happy with the way this turned out. So there's that, and then very quickly, just kind of move that to the side over here. I'm going to show you this book. Centered. There we go. Okay, so the last flip through video that I made, I said that next time, which never happened, but next time, I was going to film a flip through of the twin tomes that I had come out with. Well, pretty soon after I came out with my last video and I said I was going to film the twin tomes, one of the twin tomes sold and I did not have a chance to film it before I shipped it off. This one is still available, so it's been in my shop for a number of weeks now. So this is fabric, fabric covers, not paper. And we have a gorgeous, oh, this is so cool. This is like a pumpkin-y burnt orange chiffon ribbon, and it looks really, really delicate and really thin, but it's actually very strong. And I just love it. So there's that. And this is the twin tome that has obviously the brown fabric for the main part of the cover, and then these really cool marble fabric corner protectors. And then of course the one that sold is the exact opposite. The one that sold had this kind of marble green and brown fabric as the main cover cloth, and then this brown cloth was the corner protectors. I hope that makes sense. So here's the spine. It is obviously not as thick of a book as the one I just showed you. I can't quite remember how many pages this is, but knowing me, it was, I think it's like, I don't know, maybe like 250. I'm gonna guess that, but it's on Etsy. So, and I did something a little bit different with the stitches here. Usually I kind of space the stitches out pretty evenly along the spine, but this time I just wanted to try something new, and so I condensed them more so in the middle. Back is exactly the same as the front. Okay. Gorgeous chocolate brown double-sided velvet bookmark. And in this front cover pocket, we've got all kinds of goodies per usual. Here is the pocket. It's, oh, am I centered? Yep, there we go. Here's the pocket itself. And then these end papers are kind of nature-themed gray tones with all the coffee stains and splotches. So in the pocket, we just have a postcard, an old postcard. Several tags. Here is another tag. Another tag. Slash bookmark slash journal card. You know, I just throw a bunch of stuff in there that is for visual interest and practicality. And then this little piece of ephemera. A little rip up in the corner. I will make that look all pretty again at some point. And then there are, I think there are 11 digital stamps throughout the book, and one little piece of ephemera here apparently. And in the twin that sold, it was the same, it had the same 11 stamps, but they were just arranged, or I should say ordered differently in the book. So here's a little burn mark, and here's the first digital stamp right on the first page. It's an old illustration of a dragon. And I don't know, I don't want to flip through, you know, all 250 pages one by one and make you bored. So I might not, oh, there's one. I might not show every single stamp. This is a, oh my gosh, I love this stamp. A big I never know how to say it, Ouroboros, Ouroboros, the snake that's eating its own tail. It symbolizes infinity and all kinds of cool stuff. And there's a tear on this page. So yeah, despite the fact that I might not get to all of the stamps, there is a weather vane with some crescent moons up at the top. Hopefully I'll show you enough. There's some thistles that you will get a pretty good idea. Beautiful, smooth, creamy stained paper. Scrolly scroll. Just all scattered around everywhere. This is an old illustration by Durer, D-U-R-E-R, a Gothic artist. Here is a little tiny peach with a dragonfly, and then this is just some old letter paper, really stained and grungy, paper clipped with a gold paper clip to the side of that page. Let's see if any other stamps jump out at me. Oh, there is an old medieval alphabet. A phoenix. And a burn spot down here. Let's see if there's any more that want to jump out. Well, that's good enough anyway. There's the last stamp down there on the last page. And I think in this particular book, yeah, I put my stamp. Oh, gosh, there we go. I'm sorry that it's so not centered. It's hard for me to do this upside down. I put my maker's mark on the back of the last page. Usually I put it right down here, but I wanted that digital stamp to go there. So yeah, I'm 99.9% sure that there's 11 digital stamps throughout the book. Hopefully that gave you a general idea of the kinds of stamps that are in it. Here is the beautiful back end paper. Again, kind of gray tones, nature themed. There's some eggs and old writing and a big feather, and then the nameplate in the upper corner. So that is that. Beautiful little book. Like I said, it's been in my Etsy shop for a little while now. All the details are there. And this book that I showed you first is going to be available in my Etsy shop very soon. I've actually been taking a break from social media for the last at least 10 days. My intention was to take a 1-week break from Instagram and Facebook, just kind of for my mental health and to reassess some basic things, not a big deal. And that has just continued far longer than I intended it to, but I'm having some, let's say, personal matters that I'm going through. My only grandpa is in the hospital right now, and he's been in the hospital for a few days, so I just feel like I can't, you know, focus back on social media yet. But as soon as I feel like I can refocus in any way, I will be back full force on Instagram especially, and this book will go up right away on my Etsy shop and will be for sale. So that'll be very, very soon. If I feel like I can't come back to social media yet, but I want to get this book up in my Etsy shop, then I'll just put it up. And I might make an announcement on Instagram, maybe not. I might just throw this book up there without announcing it at all. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, so that's what's going on with me. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I certainly hope that you enjoyed these flip throughs. I'm extremely excited about this book especially. And I think, like I said, paper covers are going to be a new norm for me. So anyway, guys, I hope you're all doing well. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to Raven Relics. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.